Hello there. Um, Lately, I haven't been making high quality videos, at least in my own opinion. I figured I'd make a video now. It's very, very late into the night. I haven't been able to sleep for hours. I did not take my medication yesterday. I decided not to because I wanted to see what effect it would have on my body. And physically, it's very demanding, and it's also completely thrown off my sleep schedule. Um, yeah, I haven't been able to sleep a wink in 10 hours. Uh, I mean, I slept a little bit during the day, but not that much. Maybe a couple hours. And that's kind of what I thought would happen because all these medications all cause drowsiness, and when you don't take them, you can't sleep because your body's used to having medication that causes drowsiness. And you know, it's rather disgusting how many types of medications I take for stupid reasons. Um, like I had one professional tell me that the chemical balance in my digestive tract has changed. It didn't give any explanation or anything further, something to sort of think about. And it's like, what a fucking bitch. What a fucking bitch that they make these fucking decisions for me. And I wouldn't even have agreed to them in the first place. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I would assume it's not a horrible thing. I had heard that ranitidine, one I did complain about and was ridiculed for complaining about it. I didn't take that one, very much of it anyway. It's just Zantac. Is cancerous. And yeah, I made a video criticizing that, and I got ridiculed for it. And you begin to wonder how fucking crazy these people are. The people who watch my YouTube channel, especially. These are creeps. I made a video where I was talking about Invega and how I was going to shaft the system. And I did. And I know for a fact they didn't forget. They're bean counters. They don't like hypotheticals. They don't like losing money. And, a guy like me, that's a fact I've got to live with. Some people would be scared. Some people wouldn't go on YouTube and make videos about it, tell their story. Um, or some people would be some people are in the same situation as me, but they're obviously, they're them, and it's going to have different circumstances for them, and all that goes with it, and the quality of character will be different, obviously. And, I might be labeled as a few things. Some of them aren't going to be true. Some of them, that's simply a fact of life. That, I am an involuntary celibate, as in I would like to go and, go with women, but I can't. Can't do it. Not allowed to. And there are various social mechanisms that inhibit me from being able to do that. And, you begin to wonder, at least from my perspective, how fucking insane some people are who are in power. And I shafted a fucking serious organization, and I do it again. I know for a goddamn fact that somebody is on the other end of this internet connection watching this video live. Whenever my web camera is attached, I know for a fact that it is on, whether I click the button, the icon on my computer or not, whether the blue light on my web camera is on or not. It is, if it's plugged in, it has power, it's on. And even when it's unplugged, it may still contain residual power. I have said that before. These are very, very serious people. And, got a little something for them. Yeah, I know they don't like me very much because they don't treat me very fairly or very kindly. And they probably never will until I push those fuckers out of the way. Which is going to happen because counterparts, people similar as me in conditions that aren't much different, although they're going to have variables, obviously, they will never be free. They'll never escape their prison because their mind cannot comprehend the calamity of the problem, and it's not easy to do based on, a lack of, not lack of evidence, lack of attaining evidence. There's a difference. I know the things I've said are true. Getting solid concrete proof and having somebody spend the time and energy to listen to what I've got to say and for me to convince them because they don't want to be convinced. That's a difficult task. And there are people in similar situations than me that have less than reputable personality traits. That's not me. That's other people with different sets of bullshit they've got to deal with. And there's a reason why they put people in these situations. It's to study human behavior, and it's also a bartering chip internationally. I have said before, probably more than likely, or definitely actually, there are videos of mine that are all over the world. And, there's a lot of content on the internet. But, there are people who have less than favorable views towards people like me, simply for me being me, and specifically being Caucasian, white guy. And they don't care about my story. In fact, they'd prefer things were worse for me. That's the other thing I got to think about. Is that as bad as things have been, I try not to look at it that way, but it has. Things have not been good. That'd be a mental disorder to not know that. No women, chronic pain, the fact that people want to make things worse for me, and who even knows what's going on with my internal organs because of the medication I was blackmailed into taking for all those years. These are all important factors, but I don't let it get to me because somehow I see it through. And besides, to a degree, every single person on this planet is poisoned by something. So, that's just the reality. And, these assholes that are causing me all the grief that they possibly can, want to do worse but can't, are waiting around. Who knows how long they can wait around for? They'll probably wait around for the rest of my life. Finding excuses to be more abusive. I've been called so many names and there's absolutely no evidence to back any of that up. And it's simply because I'm a white guy and I happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time as far as becoming a human experiment. And, that's creepy stuff. And as people, a lot of people don't want to hear about it. They want to go about their day-to-day lives and, they go, he's got the plague, ignore him, stay away from him, keep him at your distance. And it's like, you fucking ignorant asshole. There's so many people that are ignorant assholes. I don't often see random occurrences. This is something that a lot of people complained about in Alcatraz, actually, and in other prisons, where every day sort of seems the same. And it is a lot that way for me. The only way my day to day life is different is if I personally make something different of it. Very rarely do I have, anything show up. Um, However, I did see an individual, and, I'm gonna choose my words carefully here because this person was trying to pick a fight with me. I wasn't intimidated by him, and I don't think he was intimidated by me. Uh, Reeked of cigarettes, was trying to pass off as a vagrant. I'm sure he could have been more convincing. Uh, Big long gray beard, long gray hair, kind of portly, short. Anyway, he comes right up to me and he's telling me some bullshit story. I was only like, it was the first thing in the morning. I didn't want to fucking hear him. Uh, and then I said, "Yeah, that's a great story. Now fuck off." And he didn't like that, so he started screaming at the top of his lungs, "Fucking pedophile, pedophile, pedophile." And I told him, I said, "Shut the fuck up." In the sense, I did call him a few names as well, but I basically wanted him to, that's it, get away from me. And, you know, that was a setup. It was a total setup. And, the reasoning behind that is, it's beyond my ability to know. However, I have seen other vagrants who try to put on the same look, and I know they're thinking that, oh, I'm not going to be able to recognize the difference between them. Wrong. I've seen 3 or 4 guys with gray beards, long gray hair, and they weren't the same guy. I would recognize that fucker. In fact, I only saw him one more time after that, and he was considerably more dirty the second time I saw him. Probably his punishment for being seen for who he was spending a night outside. Because, yeah, he was sitting against a wall and his eyes were just, like he had had a very rough night. And, when I'd seen him the time before, he actually would have passed for normal. I mean, he absolutely reeked of cigarettes, so he wasn't smoking crack or anything like that. He wasn't drunk. I mean, who knows what else he could have been on. That's also beyond my scope of knowing. However, I don't think he was on anything. And I would straight up, I'd say it like it is, what he was. And I've chosen not to say that here right now, but I know what he was. And I know why he did that. Because he was trying to instigate a fight with me, and he knew too much. He had too much discipline. While he was calling me the names he was calling me and, acting like a nut in front of me, he was keeping his distance, arm's length distance, because he wanted me to take a swing at him, and I wasn't going to do that. That would have made me the aggressor, and it would have been my story versus his. And I wasn't going to lower myself to deal with this piece of beer trash. I wasn't going to do that. I know he wanted that, but that was not what was going to happen. I'll never give these people the opportunity. However, I have to entertain the idea of, well, what if I was wrong? What if it was a random occurrence? I know for a fact it wasn't. But anyway, I have to entertain the idea that what if it wasn't a random occurrence? Or it was a random occurrence, I should say. And that he could have, jumped me and tried to take my money or whatever. And, what if I was wrong? So, I've got to keep on my toes and, be self-conscious of these things. This is day-to-day life for me. Because the thing is, being a medical experiment like I was, ain't no random person allowed to fucking touch me. I know that. They are selected. They are groomed, one should say, to do whatever it is they were going to do. And they're under strict orders. Because I see it. I saw it for myself. It was on CCTV camera as well, so, you don't have to take my word for it. You can look for yourself. And you know what? When he was shouting at me, I wasn't intimidated by him. I wasn't impressed by him. And to be honest with you, I think he should lose his job for doing such an incompetent job. He was abysmal. I don't owe him a damn thing. And that's another thing. Real vagrants, if you think you're getting money out of me, you're wrong. I'm not giving you money. And I'll say it right to your face. He didn't specifically ask for money either, which was the other thing that was off-putting about him. Yeah, most vagrants, when they get mad and they start shouting, it's because they want money. And he didn't do that. He didn't utter one word about getting money or asking for money. He didn't technically panhandle in this area where panhandling is not allowed. Technically, he didn't do that. And that says discipline. That means he knew exactly what he was doing. And then me, of course, over the weeks I've seen, I wouldn't even call them doppelgangers. They don't look like the guy. All of them looked at me, like specifically. So that's quite a commitment. I should applaud them for that, but that was for nefarious reasons, so they're not going to get that. They're going to get exactly what they deserve. Ridicule, and I'm going to go on ahead and believe that they don't even exist. They're not getting any attention from me, that's for sure, beyond this video I'm making. Certainly not in the real world or anything like that. And then I know people are going to go, oh, you're just paranoid because you didn't take your medication. Shut the fuck up, asshole. Maybe you should be on medication. Did you ever think of that? Yeah, people are quite the hypocrites. And this is part of the reason why I don't like Canada. Give me reasons to like Canada, instead of, 1,000 reasons not to like it. And, there are other people who are in negative cult of personalities, as I've said, and they're less than reputable, some of them. And, society is sick. This is a symptom of the illness of society. And, not only is this YouTube channel almost like a prison for me, it's also kind of like a stomach. And eventually it's going to sap my will to want to make videos. Either that or I'm going to punch a hole right through it. To be honest with you, I like my odds. Because that's what they want to do. They do not like the narrative that has been on my YouTube channel. They don't like it. I said some things that happened to be the truth, and they didn't want to hear it. Because sometimes things can be the truth, but people don't talk about it. Because they want, fluffied up, dolled up, pretty version of what things are, and a little bit of reality, folks. Some people out there are assholes, and they don't deserve to be treated well, but they are, because people are ignorant. I find all that kind of funny, actually, because I've concluded that these people are never going to fuck off. And it doesn't matter if I make a YouTube channel or not. They're never going to fuck off. The only difference is I won't be able to explain to anyone because I don't ever get the time, space, or energy around people to explain what's going on. And anyone who I deal with on a regular basis, which aren't many, they especially don't want to hear it. They distance themselves from it. And in my opinion, that's because they're cowards. But, there's, like I said, there's some reasons why being a coward would be justified. I am not a coward, so, yeah, I guess that's their problem. Yeah, I mean, making YouTube videos at 4:45 isn't really exactly what I want to do at this point in time. I'd rather be sleeping. But as I've been sitting in bed for the last, probably 8 hours, trying to get to sleep, and it's not working. And that's directly because of the medication. I would have been having a normal sleep pattern had I been in charge of what my body goes into my body and how I respond to things. I would be asleep right now if I were able to, but no, I'm up at an odd hour of the night, and I got a lot of heavy things to think about. However, I'd be more mad, but they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They can't win against me, and it doesn't matter. They go, oh, he's at his breaking point. Look at him. He's drinking alcohol. He's depressed. He's that. He's that. It's like, no, you've made assumptions about me before and been wrong. So why all of a sudden would you be right about anything? And it's one of them things. So anyway, I'm going to tail this video off and unplug all the web camera equipment. So yeah, I'll talk to people later. And yeah, you have a wonderful rest of your day.